Now, when it comes to the European Union, you're in favour of the free movement of people, and particularly people coming in and getting full access to public services. So you are on the unpopular side of the argument, it seems, at the moment.
Well, I think lots of people acknowledge that, immigrants coming into Britain from the EU contribute a great deal to Britain, and also, of course, we have the option of a great many Britons, an almost equal number of Britons live in the rest of Europe as we have European citizens here. And the fact is, we've also got to acknowledge that we have to respect the rights of refugees, we have to respect the rights of British people who have foreign spouses, and, at the moment with our immigration policy, we're absolutely cutting our nose off despite our face. In terms of this year, for the first time, the number of foreign students applying to British universities has gone down, and that's a huge cost to that's come from our immigration policy.
I notice that you're in favour, you say you're very much in favour of national minorities and regions and so forth, and I know that the Greens in Scotland are part of the Yes to Independence campaign. Is that the case with the Green Party generally? Are you pro-independence for Scotland? Very much so, and we believe that we need to, in terms of the broader European Union, we need to respect the principle of subsidiarity. We very much need a reformed European Union where people make decisions much more locally, just as we need a much more democratic European Union, and we need a European Union that's not working for the interests of big multinational companies, but for the interests of people, which means, for example, no EU-US free trade deal. I see. Now, as we've seen from the papers, all the stories about the European elections are about the rise of UKIP and Nigel Farage. Are you pitching yourself essentially as the anti-UKIP party in these elections? I would very much put it like that. UKIP is the party of fear, saying, be fearful, vote for us. We're saying, hope for a better society, a society that works for the common good, so vote Green for that. And of course this is a proportional representation election. We're part of the fourth largest group in the European Parliament. We're in there making a difference, really doing the work in Europe, not just being anti-Europe. Well, Greens are very powerful in Germany and many other European countries. Why is it? Is it simply an electoral representation issue that means the Greens are not ever broken through really in this country? I mean, you've had some local elections, you've had some local successes, but you've had nothing like the success that Greens across the continent have had. Why is that? Well, of course we have the first past the post electoral system, but we have shown that we can beat that. We of course elected Caroline Lucas as our first Green MP in Brighton Pavilion in 2010, and that's a huge breakthrough that shows that Brighton Pavilion can elect a Green, anywhere else in the country can do it too. We run Brighton and Hove Council, we're the opposition on Norwich, we're likely to be the opposition on Solihull after the local elections. We're making advances under first past the post. But the fact is, the European elections, they're proportional, so everybody's vote counts. The other parties have all got different sources of funding, rich people or kind of the unions or whatever it might be. Have you got any money at all? Yes, we have two things. We have money from our members and supporters, which, we're not talking about rich people, but, every £5 or £10 counts. But most of all, what we have is shoe leather and enthusiasm. We have a lot of people out there on the ground, delivering newsletters, knocking on doors, and that's what we work on, basically.